Hi friends, this is Sanjay Sharda. I thought as this new year 2023 is on us, I should interact with my friends who are already embarked on the startup journey, and also some new friends who are thinking of embarking on this interesting entrepreneurship journey. And this small talk is dedicated to both the friends. So let me just for those who are already embarked on the startup journey, this is just attempt to refresh, reboot, and reinforce their basic fundamentals that they have, so that I know the journey is tough and they need some kind of a introspection, and they need to strengthen their beliefs, self beliefs, and would want to continue the journey 2023 and beyond, and achieve the success and the dreams that they have. And for those who are wanting to see whether this journey is something that they need to start, so this is a video that might help you to embark on this interesting journey. Okay, so just a brief introduction. I am a engineer from BIT Ranchi, a postgraduate from IIM Cal. I have 35 long years of experience, various corporates. Last assignment was as a director of New Tech Hub, the incubator accelerator of the Ambuja New Tech Group. And it is in that assignment that I got associated with the startup ecosystem, and have since then been closely associated with many startups in India and abroad. Also, I have authored some books in my free time. Anyone who is wanting to get a copy can just write to me. I will forward it. So right. So I think with this we can now embark. So first, let me address my friends who are not yet decided whether to start this journey or not. So let me give the disclaimer, and I'm not trying to scare you, but giving you the facts so that you take a decision which is able to see the good points and the bad points, and knowledgeable decision you can then take. So don't consider starting this startup journey if you are in a transitory phase of your life. So you're between jobs, or you're waiting, you just completed your final year and waiting for the right campus guys to come and give you the job opportunity. So please don't. This is not a fallback option. So you have not got the break you wanted, and you're just looking at it, okay, chalo, till that time let's do it. So please don't consider taking up this as a fallback. And many of us have this habit of doing something which is the in thing. So startup is the in thing these days. So many people, friends, known relatives are doing either working in startups or having startups of their own. So if you are wanting to do a startup just because you are having a fear of missing out, so come on, let's not do that. It's a life, and it's the next decision that you take is going to be very crucial in how your life is going to be. So this is don't do this just because you have to be doing something which is the in thing. And of course, if you are motivated by someone known to you who has done it and made it a very big success in the startup ecosystem, and you are motivated by that success, of course that is a good motivation to have, but it should not be the reason for you to start up. So these are the reasons you should not do the startup journey. So, what are the points in which you should do the startup journey? You necessarily need to consider this as a preferred option. So, if you have a passion or junoon for it, you should do it. And you should fully realize that the journey that you are wanting to now do is going to be tough. The hours are going to be long. The market is going to be ruthless. The funds will be scarce. And even the investors who are going to give you the funds are going to skin you in performing month to month. And you should be prepared for the challenges of the market, and the very reason that you want to do it should be the basic thrill of doing something worthwhile, of achieving something big in which you and your family, your friends can be proud of, and you can make you can change lives, you can contribute to the society, to the nation, and you can achieve something which makes you do something, consider yourself as a success. So if you have this kind of a motivation, the startup journey is for you. Now just because you have these ingredients, now you need to have idea of what you need to do. So you need to identify some problem which is there presently, which you need to pick, and find out a unique and innovative way to solve the problem. So the solution that you will think should either increase the convenience of the users, or it should reduce their cost, or the product or service should be more hygienic and safe, and it should give the customers a better experience than the other products and services that are there in the market presently. So your product, your service should be able to stand apart from the available product services in the market. And of course, if you are able to find out a way in which you can implement this solution in a commercially viable, exponentially scalable, and long-term sustainable manner, then my friends, you must do the startup journey. This is very important because the day of the crazy valuations are over. The market acquisition in some aggressive manner is not going to give you sustainability. So you have to be commercially viable. So the valuation bubble is already burst. So it has to be scalable. That means it has to be tech enabled, and the month on month fundamentals of the profit and loss, the ROIs, all of that need to be in place. So if all of this is something which you have clear cut idea in mind, my friend, you should go ahead and start the journey. So let me give you a brief of what the startup ecosystem presently looks at like in India. So there are about 70,000, too many startups already in India. So India is the third largest ecosystem behind US and China. And as many as 44 startups in 2021 became unicorns, which is valuations in excess of 1 billion. But don't get overawed by this figure. So this is the percentage of unicorns would be even less than 0.05%. 10% of the startups will fall within the first year, and this is across all industries, and failure is more common within the 2 years to 5 years, and 70% of the startups will fall in this. 10% will become successful. They will have some degree of success which is closely in resembling the growth that they plan, and the rest percent will continue to remain on a hand-to-mouth existence even after 5 years. So unicorns generally are formed 7 years later from their existence, and their percentage is very small. So in terms of where the startup ecosystem is concentrated, so it is in tier 1 cities. Bengaluru and Delhi NCR are the largest hubs presently. So tier 2 is a good market to, for you to look at, and this is has huge potential. So it will lead you to think that why do so many startups fail? What could be the reason? So it is specific to each case. We have to analyze why one startup has failed. The reasons could be different from the other one which has failed. But generally, if you just see the main reasons, so could be the money running out. So in the beginning of the journey, there were some funds that were thought to be adequate, and then there were some costs which were estimated, but when the journey started and the costs escalated, the money ran out, and soon the runway that was supposed to be created for the business venture to take off could not be created, and the business failed. So that could be one major reason. The other reason is the wrong market. So a very thorough analysis of the market is required. So who are other players in the market who are able to give you competition when you are even in the idea stage. All of this analysis is required, and if you make a faulty analysis, or you overestimate or underestimate some market parameters which are dynamic in nature, so you need to go on tapping the market at various intervals and see whether your product or service is in tune with the market. Suppose you are not able to see this, or not able to realize this, then you will end up being in the wrong market and the business will fail. So basically, a lack of research is the reason for this. And one reason also could be bad partnerships, because essentially for a good startup, there are three elements of activities. One, of course, is the technical part of it, because the business required to be tech enabled if it needs to be exponentially scalable. So there's a techie which is required as a co-founder, and there is someone who needs to be full on doing the day-to-day operations. So kind of a CEO is required who runs the operations, and there's another person required in terms of looking at the market. So the marketing guy, the operations guy, and the technical guy, these three domains make up the team. Whether these three are covered in two people or more is something that each case needs to decide, but it cannot be done by one person. And if you end up in choosing the wrong guys, you will end up in breakups, and finally the business will suffer.